Hello Libra, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection, so we've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a different tarot deck I'll be pulling from for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck that I will be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right, Libra, let's jump on in here. On your side of this connection, you have second option with the Two of Wands in reverse. I feel as if in this connection, you feel like you're being treated like an option. Now, that can come in many different forms. You can feel like you're not being prioritized. You can feel as if the other person is making you feel very replaceable, or as if, you know, you don't really matter to them. Now, I'm not saying that that is the case. I'm not saying you don't matter to them or that you're an option or anything like that. What I am saying is that you feel that way. With the Two of Wands in reverse, there is this energy of being really in your head, a lot of overthinking, just kind of maybe reading into words, into behavior, and we do that whenever we don't feel secure in a connection. And I feel like you're not in a place of feeling very secure in this connection. I don't feel like you have a level of certainty that you would need to kind of relax into it, because I feel like there is this energy of struggling quite a bit here. On this person's side, they have influence and distractions with the Ace of Wands in reverse. So something outside of this connection is directly affecting this person's behavior in this connection, their actions. So something could be holding them back. Something could be, there could be like whisperings in their ear from other people or family members, or I'm not saying that's the case. Again, just examples of kind of what I mean, that there's something that is like affecting this person's behavior or causing them to kind of not fully commit in terms of, kind of letting go and allowing the connection to flow, kind of feeling one foot in, one foot out. And maybe that's where you're kind of getting the second option vibe from. Because I feel like you're very much intuitively picking up on something that maybe you're not, you haven't really seen any I don't want to say proof. I feel like I'm struggling with the right words, but I ultimately just feel as if there's something going on in this person's life that doesn't have to do with this connection, that's directly affecting this connection, and you can sense it, which is causing you to start to second guess your value in the connection. Now, here's where I'm a little confused. In between this connection, you have inevitable with the Three of Swords. So the reason I'm confused is then the overall theme of the reading is time. And both of these cards have an hourglass here, which I thought was really interesting. And when I pulled them, I actually Googled spiritual symbol of hourglass. And the biggest thing that I feel connects to the reading is divine timing, in a way, trusting that everything is working out in divine timing. Now, with inevitable, that being the word for the truth in between the connection, coupled with the Three of Swords, I feel as if what happened in this connection, because I do feel like you kind of have gotten your heart broken here. I feel like as if things have been pretty painful for you. It's almost as if it was unavoidable. Now, typically when things are unavoidable, like when something is inevitable, there's nothing we could have done to avoid it, which to me often means that it is very divinely guided in some way, and that there is a deeper purpose for the situation, or in this case, the connection. So the reason I'm confused by that is I don't know how it all ties together yet, but that's why this is just overall energy. And now I'm going to jump into the story. So Let's start, Libra, with your side of this connection. Second option with the Two of Wands in reverse. Libra side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Libra side of the connection. Ooh, okay. Okay. So 4 of Pentacles with the Page of Cups and the 4 of Swords in reverse. So you're tired. Your soul's drained. I feel like there's a little bit of a feeling as if your energy has been a little bit like sucked dry here, because you have this, this 4 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. I feel as if you were kind of the stable one in this connection. Now, I'm not straight up saying this person was unstable or anything like that. Maybe, depending on your situation. But when it came to, like, with this Page of Cups here, this is a card for me in love readings. It often represents kind of emotional availability, emotional unavailability. I feel like you kind of were carrying the majority of the support of this connection. So showing up for this person, being there when they needed you, constantly being there to take care of them or to provide for them in some way, like, and not necessarily talking about financially, maybe financially if that resonates for you, but in terms of just like being there emotionally, being there just for them, being there in the connection. And it feels like you weren't getting much of that in return, which is why with the 4 of Swords in reverse, I feel like you're so drained. I feel as if your cup is empty. We only have so much energy to give to others, and I feel like you gave quite a bit of it to this person. But it's like you had to for some reason. Maybe because you've kind of been in a better place. But I feel like it's just, I will say in any healthy connection, and whether that's romantic or otherwise, there is, it's not always 50-50, right? Some days you are going to have to show it more for the other person. But with that kind of being the case, you also can trust and expect them to be there for you when you're struggling. And I feel as if there's kind of this expectation that's been created in this connection where it's like you're always the one that shows up, you're always the one who's taking care of them, you're always the one who's supporting them, but you don't really feel like you get much of that in return. Libra's side of this connection, the person they're dealing with. Libra's side. Yeah, because you're frustrated with how things are. Temperance. I feel like you're frustrated because I also feel that this person is struggling to see how they've affected you and how they are affecting you, and that's part of the reason why you're frustrated. Is you're like, can you not see like what you're doing to me? Can you not see how this is draining me here? I don't know. I feel like I can usually tell whether or not connections are together or not. Sometimes in readings, though, I just can't. And this is one of those readings where I feel like you and this person are definitely still connected, but there's a huge distance here. So I don't know if it's like connected like spiritually, but like connected, but not connected in life. Or if like you guys are still connected, you live together or spend time together, you're in each other's vicinity, but there's no like emotional connection there because there's definitely a distance. And you're very frustrated with this person. I feel like you're ultimately frustrated that they are not seeing how, like with the Hierophant in reverse, that they're not seeing how they affected you here. which makes a lot of sense. Let me get more. Libra's side of the connection. That's a lot of reverse cards. Libra's side of the connection. That's so many cards. Okay. But I feel like it's necessary. Four of Pentacles. There's the Page of Cups, right? We already had this message. There's Four of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. But it's adding to it. With the King of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Swords in reverse, and the Four of Cups in reverse. Oh my gosh, that's so many reverse cards. Okay. So, I don't feel... Okay. This King of Cups in reverse energy can be an energy of emotional manipulation in a way. Gaslighting, straight up just lying, making you feel almost obligated. You know, when we're kind of dealing with people like that, and I'm not saying this energy is necessarily coming from you. I feel like it's coming from them. Because you're showing up with this stability, this emotional availability, this openness. And then I feel they're responding with this King of Cups in reverse energy. We're not in their energy yet. We're looking at your experience of the connection. And I feel like there's this energy of almost feeling like this person making you feel obligated in a way. I don't know, to support them or take care of them, or maybe they're saying, oh, things will get better, things will change, or no, I swear, like, I love you and care about you. But then with the Ace of Wands in reverse, they never show up. Their actions never align with what they say. It's like I don't know if they're telling you what you want to hear, or if they're telling you what, you know, they know that you need to hear so that you keep investing and keep kind of supporting them. I don't think that they're straight up taking advantage of you. I feel like there's more to the story, but I don't like this energy that you're experiencing with them. I don't like this. Kind of, especially paired to the Seven of Swords in reverse. Because maybe, you know, this can also kind of be the energy of a mask starting to come off, you know, who this person really is, true colors starting to reveal themselves. And maybe that's why you're so in your head. You know, when we're kind of dealing with people that do tend to have that energy toward us, we start to wonder what's real and what's not. You know, does this person really care about me, or was it all just an act? And, you know, did this person just take advantage of me the whole time, or, you know, did they actually care? I don't think that they just didn't care. I don't know what's going on yet, which I feel like we'll definitely see when we dive more into their side, but I don't think that they just like outright don't care. But let's see. Let's see. Let's see if they'll tell on themselves here. This person's energy toward Libra. This person's energy toward Libra, please. Oh, it's the devil. Not the religious view of the devil. Okay. This person's got something going on. Something that they're investing in that is not good for them. Devil. This could be something like an addiction of sort, bad habits, something. This devil is like, oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know what they've been through, but I feel like they've been through something. And they're using this devil, I don't know if it's like to cope or to deal with it. There's a lot of kind of hiding from the pain, distracting from the pain, distracting themselves from this, with this devil. And this devil is the influence and distraction that is affecting their ability to commit, invest, and give to this connection. But then you have this King of Cups in reverse. I don't know if they're lying to you about it. I don't know Because remember, I start out the reading saying there's something intuitively you're picking up on. Something that you're like, oh, I know there's something going on here. Or maybe you know about this devil, but maybe you don't know the extent of it, in terms of maybe you know like they have an addiction, but you don't really know the extent of the addiction. I don't know. But this devil here, there's something that they're, Okay, let me just keep going. This person's energy toward Libra. King of Swords, Page of Wands in reverse. So they've got, okay, this is definitely a classic example of hurt people, because they've got some inner child wounding that is coming out here in this connection. I don't know if they're like looking at you to heal this or looking at you to, hang on, I want more on this, because hang on. Let me clarify this Page of Wands in reverse, because some inner child wounding that they're trying to mask. It's like the Nine of Swords, the Page of Cups in reverse, because there's the emotional unavailability. So there's something, they've been hurt before, and they're allowing that hurt to directly impact this connection. It's almost like, and maybe they're using it as like an excuse to treat you poorly, which is a red flag. Pay attention to that. Because again, I felt this sense that you feel kind of obligated to be there for them, to help them, to nurture them, to care for them. And, of course, we want to help people when they need help, but remember, it's to the extent that it's completely draining you. Like, you almost have nothing left to give yourself because you've been giving so much to this person. So they've been going through something that has nothing to do with this connection, and they're using this devil to cope instead of dealing with it. This person's energy toward Libra. What does Libra need to know about this person's energy toward them? Judgment in reverse with the Knight of Cups in reverse. They're in a very triggered state. Like, they're showing up in this reading as being in a very triggered state, being in a very overly emotional state, and allowing that to completely override their decision making. So I don't know if it's like they've been hurt in the past, so they have trust issues, so they're not fully committing to this connection, or I don't know what it is. It's like they have this history, and you might be like, well, I do too. And that's the thing, we're all adults here. At least you should be if you're watching my readings. And we all have a past. We all have a history. We all have baggage and trauma and things that we have to face and work through. And in order to make a healthy connection work, it takes two people willing to work on themselves, to face that stuff from their past and not bring it into the connection and lay it at the other person's feet and say, it's your problem now. And it kind of feels like that's what this person has been doing. And I feel like you're kind of coming in, I don't know if you're trying to fix them or save them, but I definitely feel like you've placed this person's needs way ahead of yours in this connection, which is why I feel what took place was inevitable. Is like, when we're sacrificing ourselves for the sake of somebody else, and we're overgiving and we're overextending ourselves, and we're, investing more than we have to give, that's not going to be sustainable. Eventually that's going to burn us out. Now, it kind of feels like you're dealing with a giver-taker dynamic. I really have learned, and you could say chaser runner, giver taker, you could say anxious avoidant, whatever the case is, but you're dealing with someone who's showing up with everything you have to give. They're giving to this person, and they're taking gladly, because givers or takers don't have a limit. They can take as much as you have to give. But you, being a giver, Libra, you do have a limit. You can only give so much before your cup is dry and empty and you have nothing else to show up with. And when that happens and you're dealing with a giver-taker, the taker goes, oh, well, since I have nothing else to take from you, I'm going to need to go elsewhere to gather what it is that I need, because I don't know how to fill up my own cup. I haven't worked on myself. I get everything that I need from other people, like kind of energy vampire. I said this at the beginning. I said it feels like this person kind of like sucked you dry. And I feel like the energy vampire thing is really coming through. Like this person, and I'm not saying they're a bad person. I'm saying they are hurt. They're hurting. They've been through a lot and they're hurting and they haven't dealt with it. They're masking it and kind of using codependency or unhealthy habits to cope, which is obviously directly affecting you. Okay, let's keep going. Libra's energy toward this person. Back to your side here, Libra. Libra's side of the connection toward the person they are dealing with. This connection brings up a lot of fear for you, because I feel like you're starting to wonder if what you have to give is enough, because you've given a ton to this person, Libra. I feel like, without, at risk of sounding dramatic, like you've given everything you have to this person. So you've given so much to this person, and it feels to you like it's not enough, because I don't feel like they've really shown up much at all, especially as of recently. Now that could kind of be what this time is, like right person, wrong time. Like they're not in a place to be able to give you what it is that you need, because they haven't healed or they haven't grown or they're dealing with so much. Now that's where you have to understand that timing really is everything, and it's divinely guided. So if you meet someone and you feel like it's the wrong time, that means it's not the right person for you. It doesn't mean that like you've missed out on an opportunity, which I think can often be a thing that we have a tendency to believe is like, oh, if we would have met at a different time, this would have worked, which means I'm never going to have what this could have been. That's not true. But I do feel like it sparked a lot of fear in you that you're never going to have what it is that you need and love, because if you showed up with everything that you have to give to this person and it still wasn't enough, you have to understand that it has nothing to do with you have to give. It has nothing to do with what you have to give or like the value of that or what you're deserving of. It has everything to do with where this person is at and how they're able to show up in connections, because this person is not in a good place emotionally, mentally, based on what I can see here. Now, you probably already know that, which is why you showed up with this willingness to take care of them and help them and be there for them and, nurture them and do all of what you could here. But it's one of the things that I've learned on this journey is that we cannot save or fix anybody who is not willing to save or fix themselves. We can't save or fix anybody. We can support people on the journey of kind of working on themselves by providing them with a safe space to do so. But if we're trying to save or fix somebody, we are going to lose ourselves in that process. And I feel to a certain extent, Libra, that's kind of what has happened here. This is deep. All right, Libra's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Libra's side of this connection, please. Yeah, see, here's the thing. The Four of Wands with the Page of Wands, to you, you're like, if we could just get to this finish line. If this person could just, work through this, because here's the Page of Wands upright, work through what they're going through. If they could get to the other side of this, if they could heal, if they could grow, they could show up differently, look at how good things could be. If we could just get to the finish line. And I feel like this is kind of become like a mirage. You keep aiming for it, but it keeps appearing far away from you. It's like you're not getting any closer to what this could be, and you haven't been, because no matter how hard you try, it's not, it really does take two people to make a healthy connection work, and this person doesn't seem to be investing in the connection. They seem like they're dealing with so much emotionally and mentally. Well, I say dealing with, that they're experiencing so much emotionally and mentally that they're not dealing with. And that is completely impacting their ability to be in this connection in the way that you are deserving of. And that's where you kind of have to look at, is not, am I good enough for them, or am I showing up in a way that's good enough for them, but is this good enough for me? Is this okay? Am I safe in this connection? Because I don't feel as if you feel very safe. I feel as if your worth is constantly being questioned. Like you're constantly questioning your worth and your value and where this person stands, and do they care, and how are they going to treat me today, and is it going to be, is it going to be what I know it could be, or is it going to be what it has been? And it continues to be as it has been. Libra's side of this connection to the person they're dealing with. There you are. There's the feeling of being unsafe, and there's the Four of Pentacles in reverse now. See, this connection is starting to affect you on a deep level, because you showed up here with this Four of Pentacles. But as time has gone on, this Four of Pentacles is becoming in reverse. You're like the best way I can describe it is maybe there's money involved, and you were in a good place financially, and you start giving money to this person to support them, and they start taking and taking and taking, and now all of a sudden you're in a worse off position because you were trying to help them. You thought maybe eventually they'd reciprocate. So take that and apply it to your emotional stability. Could be that too. You were in a good place, this person showed up in your life, you're giving them everything you have, and now all of a sudden you're drained and you're in a worse place than you were when this connection started. That's what you're needing to look at, because I feel as if this connection has taken so much from you, Libra, that you're sitting here going, I have nothing else to give, not only to this person, but myself. I have nothing else. And that is why I feel there's this need to kind of take a look at what's really going on here, which isn't an easy thing to do. When you love and care about someone, of course you want them to be happy. Of course you want them to be okay. But we cannot save or fix anybody. And I feel in the process of doing that, you have kind of sort of lost yourself here. And, one of the biggest things that you need to know, Libra, is that you are fully deserving of everything that you have to give, of everything you've given in this connection. You are fully deserving of receiving that. But sometimes when we struggle to believe that, and we believe that our value comes from the value that we provide others, we think that we're only valuable if we are saving someone, fixing someone, being there for someone. And when we try to achieve our value by overgiving, we end up receiving less than what we deserve. We end up in transactional relationships. We end up in bare minimum connections. And all of those things start to make us feel as if we're not valuable at all. When in reality, our relationships are and always will be a reflection of our relationship with ourselves. If we feel like we are not valuable, we are going to watch people undervalue us over and over again. And I feel as if there's a need to kind of look at what this dynamic is bringing to the surface for you, because I do feel as if the Three of Swords in this connection, the heartbreak, what you're going through, it was gonna happen because of the nature of the connection, because of the giver-taker nature. You were eventually going to run out of energy. You cannot give someone everything you have for an extended period of time while receiving nothing or bare minimum in return, and expect that to be sustainable. Your soul can't take that. Your heart can't take that. I hope that makes sense. Okay, this is a heavy reading. This person's energy toward Libra. I hope it's resonating with someone out there. It feels a little deep. This person's energy toward Libra. One more. So many cards keep coming out, and I just... It's like, yeah, their instability kind of rubbed off on you here. You know, I feel as if this person approached this connection, or like came into this connection pretending to be someone that they're not. I don't want it to sound like I am talking bad about this person. I'm not trying to sound like this person is a bad person. I think that this is the typical person that you see in unhealthy dynamics that hasn't done any healing or focused on like creating a healthy relationship with themselves, and brings other people into their chaos, which I can tell you, coming from a place of 100% honesty, I used to be this person. So I have the utmost amount of empathy for them, but I also, having been that person, understand how important it is to make sure that you take responsibility for your healing so that you don't keep putting it on other people. Because I've been this person and I've been this person. So I've experienced it from both sides, and that's actually why I like doing these readings. And, you know, you can have empathy for where someone's at. And like, I went through a lot as a kid, and I had tough times. And as I got into my adult relationships, I started using those experiences almost as an excuse to not show up in the way that I needed to in connections, because in my mind, I was entitled to the love that I had never received, which was true. But I also needed to be the one showing up to give that for myself before I started expecting it from other people. And, you know, that's kind of where I had to start kind of taking responsibility for my own role. And I feel like that's what this person is not doing. You know, they obviously have dealt with a lot, have been through a lot, and it's almost like they're using it, you know, they're allowing their pain, their trauma, the experiences they've been through to kind of rub off on other people. It's hurt people. And it is and always will be all day long. And it's like they showed up in this connection pretending like they were a little bit more open and willing and ready to give to a connection. But then as time went on, it's like they stopped showing up. They started lacking effort. They maybe started, some toxic traits and toxic behavior started to come out. And I feel like that's kind of what left you a little bit confused, is you saw them as this person they showed up as, not as the person that they kind of turned into as time went on. Because I do feel as if they were wearing quite a bit of a mask in this connection, at least in the beginning. This person's energy toward Libra. This person's energy toward Libra. Their priorities are completely out of whack here. Now, again, they're prioritizing, I feel like, distraction. What can keep them from having to face this pain that they're dealing with, to face themselves, to face their trauma, to face their past. Because here's the Six of Pentacles in reverse. They're straight up not reciprocating, but they have these other things that they're prioritizing in their life, these devils. I don't know what this devil is. I don't know if it's, like I said, could be addiction, bad habits. But then they're prioritizing those. And that keeps them completely from showing up in this. So they're kind of stuck in the best I can describe this, and this sounds really intense and dramatic, but this person is stuck in like their own personal kind of hell that they've created, like self-made hell that they've created with their toxic habits and addictions and things like that. Now, as a result of what they've been through, but they've been trying to pull you down with them, is what it is. Now, misery loves company. I don't think that people who are struggling mean to pull people down with them. In fact, I think all they're looking for is to be saved, to be fixed, to have someone come along and make them whole again, but that's not anybody else's job. Nobody can do that for you, right? And I feel like you've tried to show up and do that for this person, and in the process completely lost yourself. And that, I feel, is where your lesson lies here, Libra, is that you can't save or fix anybody, even the people that you care the most about, no matter how hard it is. You can't be for them what they are not willing to be for themselves. And that's why I kind of feel that what happened here was a little bit inevitable. This person's energy toward Libra, one more. This is a heavy reading. My goodness, this person's energy toward Libra. Yeah. See, they've got so many, it's like, this person's kind of that classic example of feeling pretty insecure in their connections and kind of using people as a source of that security. That's where you get the energy vampire, right? They don't feel good about themselves. They need other people to constantly be filling their cup to be validated, to feel good, to kind of fill up that ego cup, and then they can, continue to function. And I feel as if the insecurities that they have are the biggest reason that they're not showing up. I mean, this is an energy of running from this connection. And the universe might be handing them here, like with this cup here, like might be handing them, the love you have to give on a silver platter, and this person is refusing to accept it. And that's their own thing. That there's nothing you can do to get somebody to accept the love you have to give if they struggle to feel, for whatever reason, they struggle to feel good enough for it. They struggle to believe that they can have it, that it's sustainable. They fear that they equate love with pain. This person is not in a good place. And I don't know. I just feel like the biggest thing you need to know is it's not your place to save them. It's your place to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and sure, show up for them in the way that you can, but not to where you are at the place that you've gotten to, or you have nothing left to even give yourself. Heavy reading, Libra. I hope this resonated for someone. We are going to jump on over to the extended. You have inevitable with the Three of Swords. I'm going to pull 9 different messages looking at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. And then I have the advice card that I will be using to pull at the very end to close out the reading. But first, I have been mentioning this at the end of all of my videos recently. I am hosting a How to Attract the Love That You Deserve and Desire workshop on April 5th at 6 p.m. Central Time. It is a live workshop that is taking place over Zoom. It will not be on YouTube. And in order to either attend, or if you cannot attend and want to receive a recording the next day, you would need to purchase a ticket. The information for that is at the top of the description box below. If you have any questions at all on the workshop, feel free to shoot me an email. That will always be in the description box below as well. But it's basically just a workshop on how to attract your people, sustain those connections, a lot of what we talk about in our readings, but kind of taking it a little bit of a step further. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the live workshop, so if you cannot attend the live workshop and opt for receiving the recording instead, the only thing you'll be missing out on is that you will not be able to ask questions, obviously, since you won't be present, but oops. All right, Libra, thank you so much as always for your support of my channel. I know this was a deep reading, but I obviously hope that it resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Libra, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Libra.